to get the dining plan or not? And when is the best time to ride the beast?
Today we're going to share our top tips and tricks from our recent visit to Kings Island theme park so that if you're considering going, you can get the most out of your time at a fantastic park.
Hi friends, I'm Taylor.
And I'm Jake.
And as we said in the intro today, we are going to be going over the 10 tips and tricks that we came up with on our most recent trip to Kings Island.
Now we didn't go in completely cold to this one. We do have a friend who's a pretty big theme park thuzy, and they were sort of whispering sweet nothings into our ear prior to us going and while we were there so that we could kind of make the most of our time there. So big thanks to them.
Yeah, and again, we're not experts, but these are the things we learned from them and also some of the mistakes we made along the way going for the first time.
Before we get started, make sure you're subscribed because we are going to visit some other theme parks over the summer as well as bring you some unique Pittsburgh-centric events that you're not going to want to miss.
And let us know down in the comments, have you ever visited Kings Island? We want to hear from you.
Jumping right in with number 1. Remember, take everything we say here with a grain of salt. We're just two people who recently visited Kings Island and think we're experts now. Number 1, price out your tickets ahead of time. This seems obvious, but there's definitely some ways that you can game the system here and get the most for your money. For example, if you're going to go more than 2 days, or your trip will be more than 2 days, you really need to price out the tickets because individual day tickets can be anywhere from $45 to $60 if you're just buying day tickets. Meanwhile, a season pass can be as low as $120. So if you're gonna go for 2 days, it might be worth just buying the season pass because you get some pretty incredible perks associated with that. Discounts on merchandise, discounts on food purchases, as well as some bring a friend type deals where you can get a discount on a guest that you bring with you.
Those season passes also include parking, and parking is expensive at these parks. So that's gonna save you a ton of money right there.
What we did was I went ahead and bought a gold pass. I added the all parks access because I know that we're gonna go to some other Cedar Fair parks this year. So that made sense for us. You don't have to do that. I got a gold pass when we went. I bought Taylor the guest passes that are associated with that. The discounted rate was $40. That was the most inexpensive way that I could guarantee us both tickets to the park for 2 days in a row. That's how it worked out for us. And if you're going any point now between the end of the season, the passes are actually cheaper because we're getting on towards the end of the season now. So
really all we're saying for our number 1 tip is just play around with the tickets and do the math. Find the best value. And if you know you're going later in the summer, maybe don't buy your tickets right away because those prices, I think, are more likely to go down than they are to go up.
Definitely.
And number 2, speaking of value, if you have any plans on eating at least 2 meals in Kings Island, just get the basic dining plan. It costs $35 and you are able to get a meal which includes an entree and a side once every 90 minutes. Jake bought the meal plan and I didn't. We had an early lunch, a late lunch, and then like a snacky dinner. And we surpassed the $35 very quickly because most meals are between $15 and $20.
That was huge. If you're the kind of person who knows that you are going to have soda, a fountain beverage with your meal every time you go, there is an option for you too. They do have a premium dining plan that's around $47, and it includes soda, not just with your meals, but a refill every 15 minutes in the park, which is insane. That's gonna save you a ton of money if you know you're gonna drink the soda in the park.
Honestly, they're probably 2 of the best theme park dining deals we've ever seen.
For sure. Number 3. Let's stick with the topic of dining and talk about drinks. Free drinks, specifically water. It was hard to find in the park. Honestly, it was not clear which places you could ask for a cup for water at and which places you couldn't. We did go to a couple where if we were going to get water there, they were going to charge us for it. The cups they do have at the places that give it to you complimentary are very small, maybe 4 ounces, really just a few sips. We were there on days when the feel in the park was over 100 degrees, so you definitely need more water than that. The second day, we just didn't mess around with it. We brought cups and bottles and we refilled them at the water stations outside of every bathroom. It just made sense, took away the hassle, and it's what we recommend you do as well.
And moving on to number 4, let's head over to rides. Kings Island has a FastLane option, which is a front of the line ticket essentially, but this is gonna cost you an extra $90 to $135 depending on the day, which if you were listening earlier, can be more than double the cost of your ticket into the park. We kind of thought that was ridiculous and we were like, we're not gonna buy that. And I'm honestly so glad we didn't, because if we had and I had seen the wait times and the lines, I probably would have been pretty mad that we had spent that money. Because even though the first day we were there, it was a Friday, so wait times were lower. When we went the next day on a Saturday, they were maybe a little bit higher, but it was not bad at all. And the operations at Kings Island moved pretty quickly.
They were pretty efficient, that's for sure, and that helped a lot. Now, we're the kind of people who are not going to go and ride multiple rides multiple times all day from park open to park closed.
Yeah.
We're not there to just ride rides. We're there for the entire park experience and to produce videos like the ones you'll see in our vlogs. So it wasn't a big deal for us that we didn't get the FastLane pass. We got to ride everything we wanted to. We never waited more than 40 minutes.
No.
Most rides were under 30 minutes, if we're being honest, on both days, Friday and Saturday. And if you know that you really want to ride a ride and you want to guarantee yourself a spot, you can buy individual FastLane tickets for individual rides.
Yeah, $12 to plan a ride easily versus 130. Yeah, it's definitely the way to go, I think.
Number 5. Speaking of wait times, ride Flight of Fear first, because it consistently had the longest wait times of every other ride in the park both days we were there. On Saturday, it was over 100 minutes at one point,
Yeah.
and most of the time after about 10:30, 11 o'clock, it had over an hour wait.
Yeah.
So head right over there, get it in so you get it done. We did that after our early entry season pass access ride on Orion. We went right over Flight of Fear, waited 15 minutes, got the ride done. It's the way to go.
And number 6, be aware that the storage situation at the coasters and rides is different. It just depends on the ride. There are 4 coasters that require you to get a locker. That's going to be Orion, Flight of Fear, Banshee, and Mystic Timbers. The other coasters have bins that you can put your stuff in, or for some of the rides like the Drop Tower, you just kind of put your stuff on the ground. What's great about the locker system is they have a deal that you pay $5 and you have a movable locker all day. So you enter a code and you just go from machine to machine depending on which ride you're at, and you put in that code and you don't have to repurchase your locker. And I think $5 is the cheapest locker I've ever seen. It has a 2-hour limit for one set of lockers, but that's plenty of time to ride the ride. Know that they're not huge. They, for us, fit a large-ish fanny pack and a few other knickknacks, and probably could fit like a cinch bag, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
I don't think you could jam a whole backpack in one.
Honestly, for $5, that locker is a great deal, and you can purchase it right at the locker at the ride. You don't have to pre-purchase it or do it at the front of the park. Very easy. Number 7, make sure you get the app. I think we say this in every one of these tips and tricks videos, but some apps are not great. They're still worth having because of the information you can get from them, but honestly, the Kings Island app is pretty darn good. All kinds of great things you can do with it. You can check wait times, live updates, you can get walking directions from one ride to another or from your location to the ride you want to go to. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Love that. You can purchase those individual FastLane passes right there in the app. Just get it. It's worth having. It's free. It will make the process so much simpler for you.
Kings Island, if you're watching this, put your menus in the app.
Even PDFs. Just like make it a downloadable PDF or something.
That's the only thing that was missing in my opinion.
Yeah.
So that would be helpful. Number 8, let's talk entertainment. We didn't see everything that was happening in the park over the day and a half we were there, but you cannot skip the Gazillion Bubbles show.
Well, sorry everyone. I did not realize when I made the script for this video that the Gazillion Bubbles show is only in Kings Island until July 6th, which is tomorrow, the day I'm editing this, and has since passed since this video has gone live. So I guess you can ignore number 8. That's my bad. If you do get the chance to see this show in any other park, take it, because it really was fantastic. We kind of just rave about it, but I'm not going to make you sit through us talking about that. So on to the next one.
And number 9. You know we like the food here at this happy place. We consider ourselves foodies. The only real signature food item in the park is the blue ice cream. So get it, because it is really tasty.
Yeah, it's good.
If you're really feeling adventurous, head over to the brew house. Saunders Brewing does a blue ice cream beer, which I thought was really interesting.
I really liked it.
A lot of complex flavors there, so that was neat. Yeah, check it out. It's worth doing, and it looks great on camera.
Yeah, super Instagrammable. And number 10. Don't overlook the Eiffel Tower. It is the central icon of the park, but it's also an elevator that takes you up to a platform to overlook Kings Island. It was really, really cool. There was pretty much never a line for it, and if I saw a line when I came back half an hour later, that was usually gone. Seeing the park from a bird's eye view like that is so unique. There's not a lot of parks that you can just stand and look versus being on top of a roller coaster. Of course, there is the Drop Tower and Windseeker, which is also gonna give you those views, but if you maybe don't want the thrill, the Eiffel Tower is awesome.
That's true. It's a really neat perspective, and at least we found the people operating the elevator on the way up and down were super knowledgeable and could answer pretty much any question you had about the park.
All right, I think we're just gonna walk away because I think we're done. Bonus. If you have watched this happy place before, you know we like to add a little bonus to our 10 tips and tricks.
We'll call it a bonus tip.
You're going to hear from other people, from everyone. You have to ride the Beast at night. It is going to make it the best ride ever, and you're gonna love it, and it's the only way to do it. Mm-hmm. Jake didn't think it really mattered riding it at night. I thought it made it a little bit more exciting. But if you wanna do that, if you wanna plan for that, know that they shut the ride down at 9:30. You can still get in line, and if you're in line, you can stay in line, but they are not going to run any trains between 9:30 and a little bit after 10, after the fireworks and drone show. We found out they actually released the drones from right around that ride. But know that, like, if you get in that line at 9:30, you're gonna be standing there not moving for at least 40 minutes.
And we saw people running in right at the last minute, thinking that they could still get on the ride, like looking at their phones going like, oh, it's closed, what? And, you know, but so, don't make their mistake.
Yeah.
Now you know.
Yeah. We hope this video has helped you plan your next trip to Kings Island. We were truly impressed by this park.
The ride operations, some of the deals, the quality of the rides themselves, the thrill, and the theming throughout the entire park, I was very surprised by, pleasantly surprised, and if it was closer, I would go back a lot more often.
For sure. Make sure you go and check out our 2 vlogs from our time there. They're really, really fun. We ranked all of the coasters. You can go and tell us how wrong we are in those vlogs.
Oh, please.
And if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps us know that this is the kind of content that you want to see.
And share it with your travel companions, because who knows, you might help them find their next happy place.
So for now, that's all from this happy place.
Now go find yours.
Bye. This just in.
This just in. Taylor's a beef heart sniffing bubble butt. Our viewers want to know what to do about it.
That sounds bad. And as we said in the intro, today we are going to be going over.
All right, jumping right in. Remember, take this with a grain of salt.
I got excited. Okay, we can do that again.
Number. Speaking of, nope.
Number 8. Let's talk entertainment. Did you screw it up?
I did.
Because you're covered in bubbles, but they stopped running the roller. Let me do that because I worded that stupid.
We're so close.
So close. Jake.
Oh, crap. Oh, crap.